Guys, hello and welcome to another video. This week we will learn about databases. So we will use a Microsoft tool called Microsoft Access. It is part of Microsoft Office Suite. However, if you may not have that, you can go to Splashtop. Splashtop, as you already know, is available to you through gtc.onelogin.com. If it is not available to you under Frequenz, please look for it under GTC Apps. It is called Splashtop. When you click on it, you will be taken to a page like this. Whichever computer is available, you can click to open that computer. You can choose from the web app in this browser. When the browser environment loads up, you will look for Microsoft Access. When you find Microsoft Access, you will open it and you will create a file, just like you would create a file in any of the Office tools. The only difference is that now that you would be creating a file, it will be a Microsoft Access database file. And this database file would allow you to create tables in it. So for those of you who are taking IBM Enterprise Concepts class alongside with this class, you already know what a database is. A database is where you store data. And once you store the data in the database, you can categorize it, unlike physical files, in what we call tables, where the table is the placeholder for the data, where the data gets stored in records or rows. In each row, the data gets divided into columns, where each column has a name and a data type. So what you will do once you are inside the Splashtop environment, you will choose one of the computers, then you can search for Access. Access is the Microsoft database, and this is where you will choose blank database. Once you click in the blank database, it will ask you for the name of the database. Currently, it is getting stored under the documents on the current computer. So I can call this one, let's say week 13, and click create. Once I click create, it creates a database for me. Now on the left-hand side, it gives me an option for table. So I can just simply double click on it, or I can just go and work with this table or I can create a new table by going under create and clicking on the table. Every time you click and create a table, for example, right now, as you can see, the tables get listed here. If you want to modify any of the tables, or if you want to get rid of the existing table, you could always right click on the table and delete to delete the table, and the table will be deleted. But one thing you have to make sure, in order for the table to be deleted, the tab table 2 must be closed, and then the table will automatically be deleted. If I want to work with an existing table, I can click on the table, and in the view, I can click on the drop-down box. It gives me two options. Either look at the data sheet view, which is current view, in which you could see what the data is available in this table, or I could go in the design view. Design view is basically where I can make changes to this table, add fields to it, and the whole 9 yards. So let's say if I want to create a table about students. So I'm calling it students and clicking OK. Now I need to figure out what fields I need to represent a student. So, well, every student needs a student ID. So I have a field called student ID, and then I'm choosing the data type. I would like to choose short text because student IDs are not very long. And down at the bottom where it says field size, I will choose a number, let's say 6. I'll come back up here and I'll say I need a student first name. And I would like this to be short text as well, size 25. I would like student to also have a last name field, and again the size is 25. And I would like the student to have a GPA. In this case, I would like it to be a number. Now once you choose a number, it gives you an option, what kind of number do you want? So in the field size, you have an option. If you click the drop-down box, you have an option of choosing integers, which are whole numbers, or you could choose single or double if you want any kind of precision like decimal places. So let's say if I go double. Then it asks me, okay, how many decimal places do you want? For GPA, I said, okay, I want 2 decimal places. And then once I'm done with this, I can hit enter to formalize it. And then if these are the only fields I want in my table, I can just simply hit the save icon located in the top left corner, and the table is saved. Now the table is ready to receive data. So I can click back on that view option on the drop down box that I chose before to come down to design view. Now I will click on the data view, and here I can start adding data like 111, tab over, Sam, tab over, Matthews, and the GPA is 3.6, tab 112, Jordan, Marcus 4.0, and when I'm done I hit enter, and if I click close to close the tab, the data is already preserved. I don't have to do anything. I can double click on it for it to show me the data. As I told you earlier, if I want to create more tables, I will click on create and I'll click on table, and notice it added another table to the list. I can click on the table and then click back on view, design view, and then it'll ask me what would you like to call this table. Let's say I call it products, and I can start building that table, and this is how I can just keep going on. The little golden key that you see next to the field is the primary key. As you have learned in the IBM Enterprise Concepts class, the primary key is defined as a field in which you cannot enter duplicate values. All the values entered must be unique. So I cannot have a product ID or a student ID, the same value given to multiple students. So this is how you can create tables in this environment. Add data to it, save data to it. All of this doesn't require any SQL, and this is what we call query by example, QBE. Anyway, once you are done creating this, you can submit the file, like upload it, if that's what I'm asking you. If I want you to do some SQL, you can also do some SQL in this environment. I will be sharing with you a handful of videos about Microsoft Access and how you can work with this tool. So I would highly recommend, before you do the homework assignment for this week, or before you start working on your final exam, I would recommend you watch these videos, complete the tasks, and only then you can start working on the final exam and the homework assignments. So make sure you watch this video and the other videos. Till next time, take care of yourself.